And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, tremendous first half. Glad to have you back. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. The first quarter for the Cavaliers was fairly even. They only had a couple rough stretches, and as the first period came to a close, they had a 4-point deficit. In the second quarter, they erased what had been a fairly big deficit at one point, and now here they are sitting on a 1-point halftime lead. Kenny, your thoughts? How are the Cavaliers playing?
So far, I love their commitment on the glass. Even when they were playing well, their rebounding remained a priority. And so far, the other side hasn't matched their efforts.
And over to the big fella, your thoughts on the Nets?
The thing I like was how they were making a conscious effort to work the ball inside. They should do the same in the second half. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Whether running the offense through the post, driving it, doesn't matter. Get to the rim, and the rest will take care of itself.
That's all for now. Say goodbye to the folks. Thanks for joining us. Third quarter, just about ready to begin.
Setting the tone. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. Of our Jordan player of the game, Kevin Durant.
Plain and simple, his scoring is what made him our pick tonight. Even when the D's given him all their attention, they just have not been able to contain him. If they backed off him for 1 second, he made them pay.
Coming into this game, he'd been having a tough stretch. We all know that, but not anymore. He's back at his best, and I think it's safe to say that slump is over. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball fans. What a pleasure it is to bring you into the 2K studios again. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. From the get-go, it was Detroit who came out strong. You could see the daggers in their eyes as they went on a 10-4 run to start things off. They came on extremely strong as the quarter was winding down, nailing all 6 of their last field goal attempts to close out the first. Then in quarter number 2, they actually increased their intensity to pull further out in front, finishing with a double-digit advantage at the half. Taking a look at the Pistons, Shaq, what did you think?
I don't think anyone expected to see such numbers from the bench. I'm impressed. It was what they needed, the jolt they needed, Ernie. Wow, I never knew their bench. Matter of fact, I don't even know any of their players coming off the bench. Man, keep going, bench guys.
And over to Kenny. How about what you saw from the Magic?
They need to break it down. And I look at the individual areas that they're struggling, like they're getting pounded. I mean pounded, Ernie, on the boards. That's a hustle stat.
And that'll do it for us. The third quarter about to begin with Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll catch you on the flip side.
My brother.
And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter underway.
Out the floor generalship right here. I mean, showing us why they're always in good hands when he's the man in charge.
Great vision. He's a gifted passer. Has his finger on the pulse of this offense.
For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. So long, everyone.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and the Jet, Kenny Smith. Let's get to it. It's Memphis out in front at the half. They have a 13-point lead. And Shaq, let's get your input on the Grizzlies.
I like their commitment to that inside game, boy. Get it inside to the post. Got to be scoring in the post, splashing to the basket. Just shoot the high percentage shot. No jumpers, no threes. They're being a more aggressive team, the more physical team. They're definitely going to win this game, Ernie.
Kenny, what did you think about Indiana?
They're not getting to the line or putting enough pressure on the defense. They have to be much more aggressive pushing the basketball, going hard to the rack. Because if you want the refs to make a call, put them in the position to make a judgment call. If you're not creating opportunities for contact, you have no chance of picking up points at the line.
And that's going to do it for us here. The second half of action is coming your way.
Capitalizing.
And so it's Memphis, finishing the quarter up by a whopping 24 points. They have made it very tough to get a shot off against them. Their defense has been stifling. Right back after this break.
True artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
We call that, Greg, putting it right in the pocket, and he knew what to do with it once it was there.
Do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you later. Team to a successful quarter performance. He seemed to stop at nothing to push the momentum. Back to the action after this word.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to 2K Sports, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Let's talk about that first half. The first half was all about Karl Anthony Towns. He had 18 points, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. His last game out, he was just not himself. But tonight, he has rounded right back into form with a very solid first half. And Shaq, what do you think about what we saw from Minnesota?
Big Cat is like the poster child for the modern-day big. Can score on all 3 levels. Efficient, hits for high percentages. Another one of those young stars who can be as good as he wants to be.
And now, Kenny, let's get your opinion on Atlanta.
I think they're giving this game away because of their turnovers. I mean, you may not control everything that happens out there, but you do control how much you value each possession. I think coming out of the break, they need to be more efficient to close the gap in the score.
And that'll do it for us. The third quarter about to begin with Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll catch you on the flip side.
My brother.
State Farm Arena.
And he sliced the D wide open with his feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Creating plays for others, it's an art form, but it's also a
Wrap
discipline.
it up, folks.
Fantastic.
For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Steve Smith, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. We'll return shortly.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Program. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. For Boston, it was a challenging first quarter. They wasted no time putting themselves in a difficult situation, having some issues at both ends of the floor and falling behind by 8 points by the time the period came to a close. They got on a more positive track in the second quarter, coming together offensively and getting enough stops to come from behind and grab a 2-point lead at the half. Kenny, what's your take on Boston so far?
Well, they're doing a great job of pushing the action and getting to the foul line. They aren't just pulling up for uncontested shots. They're making the defense react to them. In transition, on the dribble, and with those quick cuts, they're in attack mode. That's dangerous. To beat them, you need to force them to play more defensively.
Shaq, what's your take on Sacramento?
Ernie, they're taking way too many threes. The offense has no rhythm. They need to go back to the drawing board. Maybe try to get a little bit more transition, more off the pick and roll. Anything other than shooting that three. It's not going.
And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take you down to Kevin Harlan.
Shout out to my man Joel.
Joel, what up?
On top, leading by 6. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the fourth quarter of action when we return.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Yeah, those are the kind of plays that you want to put on a canvas. Just beautiful basketball.
As our Jordan player of the game, Gordon Hayward.
And I love that it's been a hard-charging performance. Jump shots have been kind of an afterthought. His main goal has been to attack the rim and put the D in some tough spots, and also finishing strong.
Their losing streak had gotten to the point where anybody had to put his foot down. And even though there were other more probable candidates for Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you later. Tempo and a great pace. The fast break has been a central part of their offense. And we'll be back with you shortly.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back. The first half mercifully coming to a close. I'm Ernie Johnson. Kenny's here. Shaq is here. After the first 2 quarters of play, it's Charlotte in control. They're leading by 16. Kenny?
Well, they just about ran their offense to perfection. They pounded the ball inside, and the entry feeds were on time and on the money. It was a clinic to watch. The second half is going to be no contest if they keep getting shots 8 feet and in.
And over to Shaq. What'd you think about Miami?
They relied way too heavily on the three-point shot in the first half. Their long-range game was off. That's my off sound, Ernie. They were off. But they still settle for the outside shots. You got to put more pressure on the defense by pounding it inside and attacking the basket.
And that's a wrap for our halftime show. The third quarter just about to get started.
The time remaining.
That is situational basketball. It takes a good understanding and good execution.
And so it's Charlotte enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. And their ability to get points in the paint has made all the difference in this one. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break.
Favorite to bag this honor. These kind of feeds are his bread and butter.
This is what you need your floor general to do. Take charge, lead by example, unselfish
He
play.
cover a lot of ground for a player his size.
And now we get the chance to present our Jordan player of the game, Terry Rozier.
He deserves a lot of credit, but the D they played on him deserves a little bit of the blame as well. Even when they got hot, they didn't
And
do
that's
it.
going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. Now for Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge. This is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA here on 2K Sports. See you next time. The quarter. They've got their field goal percentage to thank for that. They've been hot from all over the floor tonight. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here.
the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is right here. Say hey to the folks, Kenny.
Hey, folks.
Say hey to the folks, Shaq.
Hey, folks.
Hey, let's get this party started.
Okay.
It was Josh Richardson who got hot in the first. He ended up with 15 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist. And from what we saw so far from the Sixers, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
We're seeing the continued development of Josh Richardson. The strength has caught up to the athleticism. He's a big guard who can really shoot the ball.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on Toronto?
Well, you live by the 3 and you die by the 3. And today, they're dying. And as cold as they've been behind the arc, they keep firing from deep. What are you doing? I know they got a lot of ground to make up, but they can't continue with this game plan. Not working.
And that's going to do it for us here. The second half of action is coming your way.
To the next quarter. Defensively, they have gotten after it, contesting every shot going up. We'll return shortly.
He sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
No, that's quick decision making. You see a guy open, you can't hesitate.
This is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for being with us. See you next time.
What a way to finish up the quarter.
That's an incredible shot there. Just let it fly, take a chance, and somehow that one goes in.
And so it's Damian Lillard making things happen for the Portland Trail Blazers. He comes away with 11 points in the quarter and is showing no signs of fatigue. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. So far, a pretty lopsided game, but still one half to play. I'm Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Damian Lillard has been having a big night. He had 13 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 steal. What'd you think about Portland, Kenny?
Well, they built this lead in large part because of the sharpshooters off the bench. The subs played a superb game. Get it? Sub, superb. Oh, I'm rolling tonight. I mean, they played like starters.
How about you, Shaq? What did you think about Chicago?
Well, they struggled in a number of areas. Protecting the rim is really at the top of the list. They haven't made that a priority. They haven't put forth a whole lot of effort. You got to protect the rim.
That's all for now. Say goodbye to the folks. Thanks
Goodbye,
for joining us. Third quarter, just about ready to begin.
Riding a 15-point lead at the end of the quarter. Their strategy has been clear tonight. Work the ball inside, get shots in the paint, and now they are scoring with ease. We'll get right back to the action when we return.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, a great job with the eyes. And what separates great playmakers, as we know, Greg, is peripheral vision.
For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. So long, everyone.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, folks. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. It's the NBA on 2K Sports, and let's talk the first half. From the get-go, it was Utah that came out strong. They led by as many as 12 points, fueled by tough defense and great offense. While the lead changed hands quite a bit earlier on, they maintained firm control of the game to close out the first. Momentum shifted slightly in the second quarter, causing them to lose some traction, but they still ended the half up by 8. And Shaq, what did you think about what we saw from Utah?
You know what, Ernie, I got to stand up on this one. I salute to their bench. Man, once the starters came out, man, the others just came to life. You got to love seeing that kind of contribution come from the others. Man, they look beautiful tonight.
Kenny, what was your takeaway on Milwaukee?
Well, the way I see it, they're losing this game because they're being out-rebounded. You can't give up this kind of differential and expect to remain competitive. So what do? You commit more guys to the glass, guards included. You make it a priority that if you do ultimately lose this game, it's not because you didn't rebound.
And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take you down to Kevin Harlan.
Shout out to my man Joel.
Joel, what up?
Quarter. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Terrific, unselfish play right here. Set up his teammate, and how about the setup this was?
At his position, traditionally, his job is to shoot the basketball.
Do it for
Give
now.
him credit for keeping...
Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Lakers lead by 3. We'll take a quick break, then get you back to the action.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
After one half of play, it's been a one-sided affair. Hey, everybody, welcome back. This is Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. It was a big-time first quarter from Anthony Davis. He had 18 points, 5 block shots, and 1 steal. And let's get your thoughts, Kenny, on the Lakers.
High basketball IQ, something Anthony Davis doesn't always get enough credit for. He repeatedly makes the right decisions on both ends of the floor. Not many big men can control the game the way he does.
Shaq, let's get your thoughts on San Antonio.
They were brick city, and it was painful to watch. Weak shooting starts to get contagious, and they were struggling all over the place. They got to work on getting more high-quality chances, more layups, fewer prayers.
And that's a wrap. With the third quarter approaching, we now send you back to Kevin and the crew.
Show for the ages, and they're winning the turnover battle very easily in this one. Right back after this break. Folks, for Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you next time. Thunder lead by 15. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you back here on our halftime show. Well, actually, we can't see you, but you can see us, but you get it. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. From the get-go, it was Oklahoma City who came out strong. Near flawless execution from both the defensive and offensive areas of their game triggered a 12-2 run to start things off. They held up the intensity, and by the end of quarter one, were out in front by 15. The second quarter was bump and grind, but they still ultimately looked in control of the game and ended the half with a solid 13-point advantage. Shaq, your thoughts on the Thunder?
Well, I like it, Ernie, because they're just not settling for outside shots. You know, that part of the game is pretty when it's going in. We've seen plenty of teams try that and fail. Got to have a balanced approach. And tonight, they found a ton of success inside. Basketball and championships are won inside out. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about.
And over to Kenny now. How'd you think the Warriors were playing?
Well, obviously, they didn't show up on the glass at all. They were getting outworked, out-hustled, and outplayed. And their competition showed just the opposite. They wanted it more. You can't give up a ton of extra possessions in a game like this and expect to win.
That's all for now. Say goodbye to the folks. Thanks for joining us. Third quarter, just about ready to begin.
Chase Center. You're watching 2K Sports.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates, Greg. All about putting them in a position to score.
For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long and good night, everyone.